Picture this for a second. A gym has 340 actively paying members, but every single month, 40 to 50 of them quietly cancel. No complaints, no warning signs, absolutely no explanation. Just gone. Well, welcome to Explainer 3 of GoHighLevel Cold Lead Solutions with Ahmad. If you are a gym owner, if you run a fitness business, or if you're a marketing agency working with local studios, this explainer is built specifically for you. Today, we're diving deep into the absolute mystery of silent gym cancellations. We'll explore why they're secretly eating away at your profit margins, and most importantly, exactly how to stop them dead in their tracks using some really smart automated retention workflows. So we're looking at a fascinating case study of a gym owner who lived through this exact nightmare. And you know what's crazy? To them, losing 40 to 50 members every single month just felt like, well, normal churn. It was just treated as this painful but totally unavoidable cost of doing business. You know the drill. You grind, you spend a fortune on Facebook ads, you get a bunch of excited new members walking in the front door, and a certain percentage just naturally slips right out the back. You kind of just accept it, right? But as we actually dig into the data of this specific case study, we realize this mass exodus wasn't natural at all. Actually, it was entirely preventable. The owner honestly considered this to be just standard everyday attrition, but let's look at the real financial impact here. They were quietly bleeding a completely preventable $3,555 in monthly recurring revenue, just letting it walk right out the door. Let's really do the math on that for a second. If you take an average of 45 cancellations a month and multiply that by a $79 monthly membership fee, that is over $3,500 just vanishing. And if you compound that over a year, you are looking at over $42,000 in lost revenue. Think about how many new leads you have to chase, how many new members you have to grind to sign up just to fill a $42,000 hole in your bucket. It costs 5 to 7 times more to acquire a new member than to keep an existing one. That $3,555, that was pure profit margin that this business had to spend marketing dollars to replace simply to break even. Now, this is where things get really interesting. There is a massive gap between the socially acceptable excuses members make on exit surveys and the real underlying problem. When people cancel, they almost always check a box that says budget or schedule changes on that digital form. Why? Because it's easy and it totally avoids any awkward confrontation. But the data shows us a completely different reality. The real reason is silent habit failure and a total lack of accountability. Think about it. They didn't lose the budget. They lost the habit. They stopped feeling connected to the gym's community. If you try to fix this retention issue by just lowering your prices or running steep discounts, you're treating the wrong disease entirely. You don't have a pricing problem. You have an engagement problem. The core lightbulb moment discovery in this case study was this 23-day disappearance gap. Members would slowly drift away for over 3 weeks before finally hitting that cancel button. And this went completely unnoticed by the staff, simply because no system was actually tracking their attendance in any meaningful way. Let's break down the psychology here. On day 1, they have a great workout. They feel amazing. But by day 12, maybe it's raining, they had a super long day at work, the motivation starts to fade, and they skip a few sessions. By day 23, the guilt has completely set in. They realize they haven't been in weeks, they feel guilty about paying for something they aren't using, and boom, they formally submit their cancellation. The cancellation wasn't the event itself. The cancellation was just the paperwork for a decision they made weeks ago. So the ultimate paradigm shift for this gym was moving away from just reacting to a cancellation notification when it's already way too late and moving toward actively preventing it by tracking the earliest honest signal of a problem. Think about your front desk staff for a minute. They are incredibly busy. They're giving facility tours, wiping down equipment, unjamming the printer, greeting people with a smile. They literally do not have the mental bandwidth to notice that John Smith hasn't swiped his key fob in exactly 14 days. But your software does. By catching that drop in attendance while the member is still technically active, you shift your entire business model from playing defense to playing offense. To actually fix this, they implemented a complete GoHighLevel automated workflow. And let me tell you, it is a total game changer. Here is the exact step-by-step retention sequence. Step 1. At exactly 7 days of absence, the system triggers a casual, automatic SMS check-in. Nothing pushy at all. Just a simple, hey, haven't seen you this week. Hope everything is great. It doesn't feel creepy. It just feels like you actually care. Step 2. If they hit 14 days of inactivity, the system steps it up and sends a slightly stronger re-engagement offer, or maybe a personal invitation to a class from the specific coach. And step 3, if they hit 21 days, this is where the urgency peaks. The software assigns a personal outreach task directly to a staff member to make a genuine human phone call. This system catches members right in the middle of that critical 23-day gap, way before they ever reach the point of quitting. And this brilliantly illustrates a really important concept. Automation doesn't replace your front desk staff. Instead, it frees them up to focus their personal attention on the members who actually need saving. A lot of gym owners hear automated texts and they instantly worry it's going to feel robotic or sterile. But it's actually the exact opposite, because the software handles the gentle, everyday nudges at day 7 and day 14. Your staff isn't wasting hours manually scrolling through endless attendance logs. Instead, they're directed precisely to the people who need a real human touch at day 21. It literally scales your hospitality. Now, you might be wondering, what happens if a member still requests to cancel? Well, instead of just processing a hard cancellation, shrugging your shoulders, and saying goodbye, the GoHighLevel system immediately launches a save sequence, and this sequence offers a temporary membership pause at a lower rate. Look, life happens. Maybe they just had a new baby, maybe they're going through a really stressful move, or maybe they're traveling for the summer and just literally can't make it in. By offering a structured freeze, say for 30 or 60 days at a heavily reduced rate, you keep them in your ecosystem. The data shows that handling a freeze request well can keep 30 to 40% of members who would have otherwise canceled and never, ever returned. But what about the ones who do slip through the cracks and finalize their cancellation? The relationship still isn't over. A 60-day automated win-back sequence automatically begins. And this is crucial because the biggest barrier to returning after a long absence isn't laziness, it's embarrassment. People feel incredibly awkward walking back into the gym after 2 months of eating poorly and skipping workouts. It is genuinely intimidating. So at day 60, the system automatically offers a private, guilt-free restart session to ease them back into a routine. It's just 30 minutes with a coach, one-on-one, to remove all that friction. Gyms that use this specific private restart offer see 2 to 3 times higher return rates than those that just send generic "we miss you" emails. All right, let's look at how this builds into concrete, undeniable results over 90 days for our case study gym. The automated system successfully identified 268 at-risk members. Keep in mind, without the software, these people were completely invisible. Out of that group, 189 of them actually responded to the automated check-ins. 94 were completely re-engaged, came back into the gym, and stayed on active billing. Another 31 chose a membership pause instead of a hard cancellation. When you tally all of that up, this relatively simple automated workflow saved a massive $9,875 in monthly recurring revenue in just 3 months. So if you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer, let it be this crucial point right here. Cancellations don't happen suddenly. They happen slowly while you aren't watching. Your members are not making a spontaneous, out-of-the-blue decision to quit your gym on a random Tuesday morning. They are quietly fading away, losing their habit, feeling guilty, and honestly just waiting to see if anyone at your facility even notices their absence. When you use software to watch the data for you, you can intervene and save the relationship way before the habit dies completely. Ultimately, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Your gym might not actually need to spend thousands of dollars on Facebook ads trying to acquire more members right now. You might just need an automated system that notices the ones you already have before they disappear forever. If you can plug